Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. My name is Becky. My email address is down here. That's becky@tradictive.com. There's also support@tradictive.com, so you can email me or us on either one of those if you need anything or have any questions. The disclaimers are just being put up on the top left hand side of the screen, so please read them, not just for legal reasons but also to understand what you can expect from these types of videos. Now, the 3D market commentary is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, because it corresponds with an email that we send out every day to our free members. So those that are signed up to our free membership get this email every day that has information on 5 major markets on the world, statistics linked to it and probabilities linked to them, and then we do this video to sort of expand on that and explain it a little bit further, give it a little bit more context. So that's what we'll be going through. And before I do that, I just want to take you guys to tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now from this link you can sign up for different things like the apps that we use. You can sign up for, depending on which platform that you use, again the different apps or different platforms that you might want to use, so you can check those out. You can also from this link book one-on-one coaching with me, and you can come down and you can ask a question in this public space, which is really great because it means I can answer it there, so everybody learns from this area. Although you can email me of course if you'd like. I'd prefer it here because it means, like I said, everybody can learn from that space. Okay, so like I said, we send out an email every day, so let me show you what that looks like. I call it our news flash. So on the left hand side, this is the email that we send out. It's got information on 5 major world markets and probabilities associated, and of course it's relevant to market data, so we've got that on the right hand side as well. So looking here, the 3D approach, why do we call it a 3D approach or a 3D market commentary? It's because we look at 3 major elements per market. First one is market climate. Where do we have probabilities? Up, down or nowhere? And therefore do we buy, sell or do nothing? We use apps to help us with everything that we do in our trading. We use technology and statistics to help us and help us be more objective here. So we use AutoClimate for this. AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms you can get it on, which shows us where probabilities lie. Ignore the lines, focus on the dots. If it's a thick blue dot, that tells us probability is upwards. We should probably look to buy. If it's a thick red dot, probability is downwards, we should probably look to sell. And if it's a thin dot of either colour, that tells us not enough probability either way, so do nothing. So we use that app to help us out with market climate. Where are the probabilities? Then we want to know if we're going to buy, where are we going to do that? And if we're going to sell, where are we going to do that? And again, we use an app to help us. We use AutoUFOs. They show us, in the green UFOs, shows us where buyers are, where lots of buyers are. The red UFOs show us where lots of sellers are. And in both cases, gives us the prices on the right hand side as well. So it tells us exactly between which prices we see buyers and sellers. That's helpful because the only thing that can push price up is more buyers than sellers. The only thing that can push price down are more sellers than buyers. So we want to know where those lots of buyers and lots of sellers are because they're likely to push price up or down respectively. Then we want to know market volatility. How quickly do these markets move up or down? What can we expect in terms of speed? So let's have a look at each of these markets, starting with the S&P 500, which is the US top 500 stocks. So essentially we're looking at a representation here of the US stock market. Now with the US stock market, we have an unconfirmed climate. We have a thin dot there. That tells us not enough probability either way. The US stock market on this time frame, we're looking at daily time frames for each market here. The US market on this time frame is unsure. It doesn't know what it's doing. Now, not surprising because we do have buy orders beneath us very close and sell orders above us very close. So we have sell orders at 44.72 to 44.10.75 and we have buy orders at 43.59.75 to 42.67.5. So we've got buyers and sellers pushing against each other right now. So the market doesn't really know what it's doing. There's perhaps at the moment like an equal amount or very close amount of buyers to sellers, so it's not really pushing in one direction or the other. So undecided here. The buyers could win and push price through the sell orders and then create an upwards climate, or price could hit the sellers could win and push price through these buy orders, and we would continue then in the downwards climate that we'd seen just before. So either way could happen, which means change timeframes, change market. There is no need to trade something that doesn't have more clear probabilities in one direction or the other. Now, in terms of volatility with the S&P, we would expect it to move up or down in 1 year of 19.47%. So in a day, that's up or down of 53.85 points. In a week, 118.54, and in a month, 246.77. Again, that's points up or down. My UFOs just disappeared then, so let's put them back on. There they are. So let's move on to the next market, which is crude oil. So in the meantime, just whilst I load that, it says there about looking to educate yourself. We do a bunch of courses: futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, psychology. So by all means, check those out, depending on which one you think would be most helpful for you. Now, most of them come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate is free on most platforms. You can get it on anyway. AutoUFOs is a paid-for app. It's a subscription service that you could subscribe to directly. You don't have to do a course. You could just get the apps themselves and just use AutoUFOs by itself. Absolutely no problem with that. A lot of times, though, actually it's cheaper to get a course and get 3 months free for the apps than to just do the apps for 3 months. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so with oil, we have a confirmed upwards climate. That's a thick blue dot here, probability to the upside. Now, this is overextended in the sense of normally oil would go up for 7 candles and we're on candle number 12. So what that means is we have gone past what's usual in terms of a move to the upside. So it's not to say that it's going to turn around, it's just to say that the longer it goes past what's usual, the less likely that is to keep happening. So bear that in mind. Still though, overall probability up. We have no sell orders above us and we have buy orders beneath us, 71.48, 69.39. That's where we have the buyers. So quite a way below us by now, but still probability up for the time being. But bear in mind, overextended. So not everything lining up that way. In terms of volatility, we would expect that the oil would go up or down in 1 year of 46.15%. So in a day, that's 2.3 points up or down. In a week, that's 5.06 up or down. And in a month, that's 10.53 points up or down. So that's oil. Now moving on to the next market is gold. Now it says there about coaching and support. We do a bunch of coaching and support for free. We also have a closed coaching community where people have access to more of our time in a closed environment. Either way, you're still going to get coaching and support. It's just how much you get access to. So by all means, check that out as well if you think that would be helpful. So with gold, we have an unconfirmed climate. Thin dot there, not enough probabilities either way. We have sellers above us at 1866 to 1804.4, buyers below us at 1652.8 to 1624.4, and we're kind of in the middle, but much closer, I guess, to the sell orders, but not close enough to them really for them to see any impact or for them to have any impact over the next couple of days, I would say. So again, indecision here with gold. Now with volatility, we would expect gold to move up or down in a year of 16.29%. That's 18.06 points up or down in a day, 39.75 up or down in a week, and 82.74 up or down in a month. Okay, so that's gold. Moving on to the next market, which is the US dollar. Now, whether you trade it or not, be aware of what the US dollar does. It is responsible for 80% of transactions worldwide every single day, so be aware of it. Now with gold, with the dollar, with the US dollar, we have a similar situation to what we saw with oil in that it's overextended. So it's a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot, probability upwards, but usually this market would go up for 5 candles and it's on candle number 16. So we've gone more than 3 times past what is usual in terms of a move to the upside. Now, of course, we can go past what's usual. We can fall short of what's usual. That's why we end up with something in the middle that's normal. The longer it goes past what is normal, the less likely it is to keep doing that. So we still have probability upwards overall, if you were to call it, but I would be wary of that. We are quite overextended there with the dollar. Now, we have sellers here, 95.375 to 94.775, and we have buyers here at 93.495 to 93.195. We're kind of in the middle, so unlikely to see either of those sets of orders make a difference today. Now, in terms of volatility, we'd expect that the dollar would go up or down in a year of 5.43%, which is 0.32 up or down in a day, 0.71 up or down in a week, and 1.48 up or down in a month. So that's the US dollar. Next market and final market here is backed Bitcoin. Now it says they're about interested but have questions. If you do have questions about any of the things that we've shown, the apps, the courses, the memberships, whatever, you can self-schedule a clarification call, chat with one of our experts and figure out what might be best for you, if anything. Okay, so last market is Bitcoin. And from here we see we have a confirmed upwards climate, a thick blue dot. Now we don't know how long Bitcoin usually goes up or down for because it's new, relatively speaking. It doesn't have a lot of years and years and decades behind it for us to say what usually happens or not. So that's why we're kind of blind to that at the moment. But what we do know is that we have a thick blue dot and probability upwards. We have buyers beneath us at 49,702.5 to 47,450. And we have sell orders a little bit above us there at 65,000 even to 61,120. And we're in the middle. So for the time being, we've got the climate pushing it upwards, not close enough to either stack of orders to see much change today. Overall then, probability up based on the climate. In terms of volatility, we'd expect it to move up or down in a year of 86.36%, which is up or down in a day of 3,019.57, in a week 6,647.27, and in a month 13,837.39. Okay, so that's all of our markets now. We've looked at 5 different markets, and for each of them we've looked at the climate, using this app here. Where do we have probabilities, up, down or nowhere? We've looked at the UFOs, where do we have buyers and where do we have sellers that could push price up or down respectively. And we've looked at volatility, how quickly do we expect these markets to move. Now what we want to do just to round off is have a look at our weekly economic calendar. We get this from FX Street and we filter by high impact news. We want to know, are there scheduled news reports that could come out that could impact these markets and create volatility? So today being Friday, we've got news coming out. It might have only just come out already, or it might be just about to come out on the US markets, Canadian markets, and I don't know what that one is. Is it Korea? No, I don't know. I can't see that little flag. I can't figure out which one that is, but the major ones would be the US dollar and the Canadian dollar that may see some volatility today, so bear that in mind. Okay, like I said, any questions you can email me, or of course I'd prefer it if you go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. Scroll down here, you can ask a question in a public space, I can then answer it in a public space, and you can also use this link to get the apps that you want, AutoClimate or AutoUFOs, depending on which platform you use, depends on the cost of these things, but you can check them out and see what's going to work best for you. Any questions, let us know. Otherwise, have a great end to your trading week. I will see you again tomorrow. I'm doing a sharpening session, so I'll see you guys then. Otherwise, take care, have a great weekend.